What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 92nd episode of Cartoon Fight Club. And did you check out that slick new intro? Special thanks to Angelic Animations for making that. Anyways, I'm your host, Animation Rewind, and if you're new to this series, then be sure to check out the older content. But if you know how the game is played, then let's get ready for the fight. Team Redux is back, and this time they're here with a collab animation. We got Pixel 8-Bit and Onizuka aka Jeremy who prepared tonight's battle. So if you enjoyed what you saw, head on over to their channels and subscribe. Speaking of tonight's battle, the Naruto and Bleach rivalry is alive and well because tonight we have a fight between Rukia and Sakura. With all this being said, let's introduce Cartoon Fight Club's 92nd round of fighters. Rukia is the current captain of Squad 13, aka the 13th Division, and is one of Ichigo's best friends. For those who don't know, the 13th Division is a very special branch of warriors within the Soul Society. Rukia fights along her best friend Ichigo as they work together to protect both the physical world and the Soul Society from danger and evil. Rukia is an expert in Kido, which is basically a special fighting style and is a type of Shinigami combat based on advanced spells and mechanics. Among her known skills are healing, binding, and destruction. Rukia also knows basic levels of Zenjutsu, which means she is pretty well with handling a blade. Her signature moves revolves around her ice manipulation. Rukia can freeze a target from a distance, cause massive ice quakes, and can even reduce her temperature to absolute zero. Not only is the ice a great offensive technique, it also has nice defensive aspects. Rukia is capable of momentarily killing her body and controlling her own temperature, putting herself in a form of cryostasis. This completely stops all of the molecules in her body, preventing any material or substance from attempting to affect her. Now, Rukia's ice abilities do have their limits, and she herself has a few weaknesses. When raising the temperature from absolute zero, Rukia has to do so slowly or risk harming her own body. And Rukia has a time limit on her Bankai, leaving her physically affected along with everything else in her vicinity. Prolonged use can potentially cause her damage, so she must thaw slowly when leaving this state. Otherwise, she would risk damaging herself. Speaking of Bankai, all Soul Reapers are invisible to the naked eye, so if her opponent does not have spirit detecting abilities, she would be practically unseeable. Overall, Rukia is a skilled captain and an expert in Kido. She has powerful ice manipulation abilities, but if she acts reckless with them, they can cost her a lot of trouble. From captain to medic, let's discuss Sakura. Sakura started off as a normal schoolgirl, but when she was assigned to Team 7 with Naruto and Sasuke, her life completely changed. At first, she had much trouble keeping up with the likes of her own teammates, but today, she is now a formidable warrior and can easily hold well on her own. Sakura was mainly trained in medical ninjutsu, and basically uses her chakra to heal many fatal injuries on both herself and her friends. For a short amount of time, Sakura can put her body in a state in which it heals itself during combat, so she doesn't need to stop and treat herself or even be phased by injury. If healing ninjutsu proves ineffective, Sakura can make incisions in her patients with chakra scalpels so that she can try and directly treat vital organs. When Sakura first started battling, she lacked any particular combat skill, other than the basic skills she learned in the academy. This greatly limited her role during missions, to the point where she usually relied on her teammates. Sakura even had trouble winning most one-on-one fights. Today, however, things are slightly different. As of now, Sakura is much more developed and able to hold on her own. She can use her chakra to break bones, rupture organs, or even kill with a single strike. Sakura's strength is strong enough to destroy buildings, rupture the earth, or pulverize debris that threatens herself or others. Staying unharmed is paramount in Sakura's fighting style. She cannot fulfill her role as a medic if anything happens to her. In actual combat, Sakura frequently relies on misleading her opponents, either by letting them think they've outsmarted her so that they lower their guard on her, or by letting them think that they've defeated her, so when they come to her, it enables her to defeat them with a few punches. Overall, Sakura is an excellent medic with useful abilities to heal herself during combat. What she lacks in offensive attacking, she makes up with defensive healing. And now, let's get ready for the fight. This battle's going to take place on Earth with no prep. Let the battle begin!
Last time on Dragon Ball Z. Later.
NANI?!
And it looks like Rukia's the victor. Now before we discuss why she wins, I want to give a huge special thanks to Team Redux, specifically the animators, Pixel 8-Bit, and Onizuka aka Jeremy. If you enjoyed what you saw, support Team Redux by heading on over to their channel and subscribe. Now let's discuss Rukia versus Sakura. And by the looks of it, Sakura lost. But for any Naruto fan out there, seeing her lose a battle isn't surprising news to you. I mean, if you watched enough of the series, Sakura being victorious without any outside help is actually quite a rare thing. And instead of beating around the bush, I might as well stick the nail in the coffin right now. Because Rukia is a Soul Reaper, technically this makes her invisible to the naked eye. So if her opponent does not have any ghostly spirit detecting abilities, she would practically be unseeable. Case in point, once Rukia upgrades herself into her Soul Reaper form, Sakura has no real way of seeing or detecting Rukia. Unless you got some kind of crazy spider sense or sixth sense awareness, which Sakura doesn't, being able to react to Rukia will be nearly, if not completely, impossible. And before anyone says that Sakura can just heal her way out of anything, well, don't forget that Rukia also has body controlling abilities and can put herself in a form of cryostasis. Sure, Sakura's healing is more efficient, but it's not going to be enough to completely save her from Rukia. Also, Rukia has easily been far more successful during one-on-one situations than Sakura has. Sakura, more often than not, is always around friends and allies during her victories, while Rukia has plenty of remarkable victories without any help. To summarize, Sakura was trained to be a medic and usually relies on her friends' help, while Rukia is a leading captain who can easily hold well on her own. Speaking of relying on friends for help, if you want to see a 2-on-2 rematch between Sakura and Sasuke versus Rukia and Ichigo, you know what to do. Comment down below the words rematch, and if this episode gets 4,000 rematch comments, there will be a rematch. Also, don't forget to comment down your ideas for future episodes of Cartoon Fight Club. And if you can't get enough of the show, I just set up a Discord server, and a link to that would be in the description. So check that out if you want as well. But more importantly, stay tuned because the next fighters are going to be revealed on the next episode of Cartoon Fight Club.
Your last hour strikes.
One step left now, it's almost time. Show you what my determination has still left for you to get back to. You should prepare to just die. Like all your friends, you have a really good time. But guys like you are always just fools. Come at me, try to kill me with your fancy tools. Let's go, now the room gets chiller. Let's go, just another killer.